Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer on the law of market value and personal compensation. Right out of the gate, we're going to have a very honest and maybe slightly uncomfortable conversation today about why we earn exactly what we earn. Look, if you've ever looked at your paycheck and felt a knot of frustration, or if you're just tired of working so hard and wanting more freedom, but you still have all those bills to pay, I completely get it. So we're going to strip away the fluff and look at the unedited honesty of how the marketplace actually works.
Let's just get this hard truth out of the way right from the jump. Your pay is not your value as a human being. I really need to emphasize this up front because it's absolutely foundational to everything else we're going to talk about today. Your income, it doesn't measure your heart, it doesn't measure your kindness, your daily effort, your completely unique story, or any of the struggles you've had to overcome. It is not a reflection of your soul. But it is feedback. It shows you exactly how the marketplace currently sees your skills, and sometimes we just need that dose of unedited honesty to see things clearly so we can, actually change them.
So think of it like this. We need to separate two totally different concepts in our minds. First, you have your human worth. This is infinite, it is unquestionable, and it's based purely on your humanity. It is literally never up for debate. But on the other side, we have your market value. Now this is variable. It fluctuates based entirely on your current skills and how useful you are to others at this specific moment in time. Decoupling your emotional identity from your financial feedback is quite possibly the most liberating thing you will ever do. Because once you separate the two, you instantly stop feeling personally attacked by your bank account and you start seeing it as just a metric that you can actively grow.
Because, we all fall into this trap, don't we? We tell ourselves, man, I work so hard, or I definitely deserve better. And honestly, you probably do. I'm sure you work incredibly hard and care deeply about what you do. But here is the cold, hard reality. I work hard and I deserve better do not automatically equal more money. The marketplace just doesn't pay you simply because you feel you deserve a raise. Desire and effort alone, they don't force the market to pay a premium. Now, I know that might sound a bit harsh at first, but understanding this is actually your ticket to freedom. Why? Because it means you aren't permanently stuck.
Okay, so let's really dive into this. To fully grasp how the marketplace ticks, we need an objective, totally unemotional framework. The late Bob Proctor taught this brilliant concept called the law of compensation. It's basically a principle stating that your income is determined by three exact things: the need for what you do, your ability to do it, and how difficult it is to replace you. Think of it like a strict formula. It doesn't care how long you've been frustrated. It doesn't care how badly you want success. It responds strictly and only to value.
So here are those three pillars of your market value laid out clearly. Pillar 1 is need, the actual real-world demand for what you do. Pillar 2 is ability, how exceptionally good you are at doing that thing. And Pillar 3 is replaceability, how hard it is to simply swap you out for someone else. This right here is the actual machinery of compensation laid bare. If your income isn't where you want it to be today, I guarantee you the bottleneck is hiding in one of these three areas. So let's break them down one by one.
All right, let's look at that first pillar. You've got to ask yourself, is there a real, undeniable need for what I'm offering? Because there absolutely has to be a demand. Now, having a deep passion for your work is fantastic. It really is. But you must be brutally honest with yourself here. Does your passion actually solve a real, tangible problem for someone else? You see, a lot of people spend years trying to force the world to care about something they personally love, like, say, opening a hyper-niche boutique in a small town that just doesn't want it, instead of asking the better question, where is the real need and how can I serve it better? If people don't want it, need it, or value it, getting paid well for it is going to be incredibly, incredibly difficult.
Moving right along to pillar number 2. Let's see how this builds. Once you know for a fact there's a definite need, the very next question is, am I actually good enough at meeting that need? Notice the wording I'm using here. The question isn't, how interested am I, or how much do I talk about doing it? It's entirely about your actual execution and your tangible results. If your skill is just average, your results are going to be average. And again, please remember, that is not an insult. It is purely objective feedback telling you exactly where you currently stand.
Look, if you want better results, you simply have to get better at what you do. And here's the 3-step roadmap to get there. 1. Study the skill. 2. Practice the skill. And 3, this is the big one, actually apply what you learn. Consuming information feels incredibly safe, doesn't it? It kind of tricks your brain into feeling like you're doing the work. But true ability only happens when you take responsibility. Step out of that cozy consumption zone and put the knowledge to work. We have to stop pretending that just watching another explainer is the exact same thing as developing a real marketable skill.
You have to take what you know and actually use it.
And that brings us to the third pillar. Am I difficult to replace? Okay, this is the ultimate accountability check. And honestly, it's usually the one that stings the absolute most. Because you could be serving a massive need, and you might even have a really good amount of ability. But if there's a mile-long line of people who can do the exact same thing you do, your compensation is always going to reflect that reality.
Because here's the reality. If someone can replace you in just a few hours, your financial value is strictly limited. It just is. If thousands of other people can do exactly what you do, in the exact same way that you do it, the marketplace will simply not pay a premium for it. All it means is that your current skill set, your delivery, or your level of usefulness is just way too easy to swap out.
And this brings up a pretty jarring realization. Average is really easy to hide in. Settling for average lets you quietly say to yourself, well, I'm doing enough. And it feels safe. It keeps you comfortable and out of the line of fire. But if you want an entirely different life, well, enough might just not be enough anymore. Hiding an average guarantees you remain easily replaceable. We literally have to make the conscious, active decision to step out of the shadows of average.
So what's the game plan? How do we actually become harder to replace without, burning out or faking it and trying to become someone we're not? Here is your roadmap, right here. First, you stack your skills, so you build a totally unique edge. Then you bring your own independent judgment and your own creativity to the table. And most importantly, I love this one, you add your own standard of care. Just caring more than the next person is a massive differentiator in today's world. Ultimately, you just flat out refuse to be average. You decide to become someone who brings undeniably more value to the work.
To do this, we need a complete mental reset. I want you to literally shift the primary question in your head. Move away from why am I not earning more or why does everyone else seem to be getting ahead and start asking yourself, how can I become more useful? Shifting away from that victim mindset, where it's so easy to just blame outside factors, over to a mindset of radical usefulness is where your true power actually lies. You stop waiting around for the world to somehow reward you, and you start actively making yourself indispensable.
Because, and if you only remember one thing from this whole explainer, make it this: money follows usefulness. It is literally that simple and that profound. Income naturally flows towards solved problems. It flows toward refined skill, it flows toward trust, and toward the ability to help people get a result they actually care about. It doesn't matter if you're in a traditional corporate job, if you're building an affiliate marketing business, using AI, or just creating content on the side. Money will always follow usefulness.
So let's bring this all together. Ultimately, you've got a choice to make between identity and responsibility. Identity is this highly emotional state where you feel stuck, where you blame outside factors, and where you mistakenly attach your income directly to your self-worth. Responsibility, on the flip side, is totally objective. It's about growing. It's about taking full ownership of your skills. The core balance we absolutely must maintain is this: never let your income define your human worth, but never ever ignore the feedback it's giving you about your current market value.
I'm going to leave you with one final provocative thought to chew on today. If you stop doing what you do today, how easy would it be to replace you? Really sit with that for a minute. Don't hide from the answer. And even more importantly, what is one single thing you can start improving right now, literally today, so that your answer to that question changes over time? Choose growth over excuses. Start doing the work to become harder to replace. Thank you so much for learning with me today, and I'll see you in the next explainer.